Interphase Video Productions, in cooperation with the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce, presents the 2019 State of the County Address. Brought to you in part by Buckeye Lake Marina, Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with our program today. I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2019 State of Fairfield County Address. I'm Travis Markwood with the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to kick today's event off by introducing Darren Monholland. He is a Violet Township trustee who would have some opening comments for us.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of my fellow trustees, Melissa Wild, Terry Dunlap, and our wonderful Violet Township staff, I would like to welcome you to the Wigwam. Violet Township is honored to be the host of the 2019 State of the County Address and to be able to showcase our newly acquired property. We look forward to learning about the great things the county is doing to help connect the unconnected. In Violet Township, we work daily to make needed services available to everyone in our community. We partner with many organizations that help make these connections. The Pickerington Food Pantry, who serves young children, extended families, senior citizens, to provide a hand up to supplement a household's food for the month. Lancaster Public Transit, who assists our seniors and other individuals without reliable transportation in getting to doctor's appointments, the grocery store, other destinations throughout the township via a dedicated route in our community. Providing space and assistance to the Pickerington Senior Center, where our seniors can gather for activities and socialize with others outside their homes. The Community Paramedic Program, which is a partnership between Violet Township, Whitehall, Truro Township, and Mount Carmel Health System. This program provides additional aid and support to residents being discharged from the hospital, coordinates follow-up care plans with physicians and clinics, and provides other similar services to help decrease the number of emergency room visits and repeat hospital admissions. Violet Township also strives to maintain a high quality of life by providing exceptional service in all that we do, from fire safety services to our road maintenance program to our long-range planning and economic development activities. Violet Township Fire is in the top 1.8% of rated fire departments in Ohio and 2.4 nationwide. We invest over $1 million per year in infrastructure, which includes funds from our 1.5 Mill Roads levy that help maintain our 106 miles of roadway. Our long-range planning and economic development efforts help to ensure our subdivisions include amenities such as bike paths and public gathering spaces where people can connect and create a sense of community. We are also promoting and targeting business development within our commercial corridors to help maintain a healthy economic base. These programs, services, and activities all help to increase the quality of life, which brings families together, attracts businesses, and helps to maintain the vibrant community that Violet Township has been and will continue to be for many years to come. We thank you again for being here and look forward to learning about the great things Fairfield County is doing for its residents. Thank you.
At this time, if you'll please stand with me as the Pickerington American Legion post 283 for the posting of our colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as Pickerington Central High School student Corinne Gorgas provides us with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, what the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Again, I would like to welcome you all to the 2019 State of the County Address. Thank you for joining us today. And before we kick off the program officially here, I'd like to take the moment to thank a few of the following. First of all, I want to thank all those that were included in this partnership for this event. Of course, Fairfield County and the Commissioner's Office, we appreciate the partnership each and every year to bring this program before you. Also, a big thanks this year to Violet Township and their partnership and their beautiful facility here. And of course, our partners with the Pickerington Chamber of Commerce, we appreciate their assistance as well. This was truly a team effort this year, and we enjoyed partnering with all those entities. A big thanks to the folks and the staff here at the Wigwam, Barbie Wagner and all her folks. Big round of applause for being prepared for us today. I want to thank our production partners, Interface Video. Also, a big round of applause, if we will, for our caterers, Pacers. Of course, thank you to the staff for both Chamber of Commerces, the Pickerington and the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce, for their assistance in providing planning for this event. A big thanks to Margie, who was kind of a lead planner in assisting getting things together today. And of course, Cheryl as well in my office. We appreciate their support in planning the event. Of course, we would not be remiss to recognize our sponsors. The sponsors for these events. Certainly it wouldn't be possible to be here today and provide this type of production without our sponsors. So they're listed on your placemats, and let's give them a round of applause for supporting us today. And I know we have a lot of elected officials here today. If you are an elected official, please stand so we may thank you for your service. Okay, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Commissioner Dave Levesey.
thank you for allowing us to be here, Violet Township. But you know what a great facility. Let's give them a round of applause for. I mean, this will be an asset that the people of Pickerington, Fairfield County will be able to enjoy for years. As has been our tradition, each year we start our presentation with a video. And this video, it presents various aspects, the geography, the buildings, and most importantly, the people of Fairfield County. Thanks to Bob Competti and Interface Video for putting this together. And he does, I'm just amazed by the work he does every year. So without any further ado, let's present the video. Thank you. First had the opportunity to see that video, and I thought about that trumpet player that was throughout, and then at the end, I mean, that was just perfectly put together. Thanks to Bob Competti for that wonderful video. You know, as we go through our life experiences, we meet many people, and we meet some very smart people, very intelligent. But generally, most the people who are extremely intelligent really don't have much of a personality. you ever notice that? You know, their brain is working all the time, so consequently they don't have time to laugh. But you know, I'm going to present somebody who is not only intelligent, but has a terrific personality, and that's Dr. Carrie Brown. So, Dr. Brown, please come forward. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you, Commissioner Levacy, for your very fine introduction. I want to say thank you to the commissioners as we begin our talk, Commissioner Dave Levacy, Commissioner Steve Davis, and also Commissioner Jeff Fix for their tremendous leadership that they provide as commissioners. We have work of the heart. We're hearts for service, and that work is never done. So we appreciate very much the leadership you provide. We thank them for how they model the way, inspire a shared vision, and challenge processes, and always encourage others. And it's an honor to serve as the county administrator under this particular board. And as we're thanking the commissioners, let us also keep Commissioner Kiger in our thoughts as he continues to recover at home. I know many of you have asked me how he is doing, and he is recovering and doing the best that he can. And it's always good to keep people in our thoughts as they continue to recovery. It's really terrific to see so many friends and neighbors here today, and we are all friends and neighbors. I've known many of you for more than 30 years, and it's been such a pleasure to serve with you. And to my new friends, I say, welcome. We are part of the leadership, servant leadership community, and we're here to learn, think, connect, grow, and be together and be at your service. So as we're here at a table, perhaps you know somebody that's sitting next to you, perhaps it's somebody new. Just for fun, turn to the individual that's next to you and say, I'm here to serve with you in Fairfield County. We never know exactly what your neighbor might be experiencing. There are a lot of challenges. Say, I'm here to serve with you. As I was preparing for the State of the County address and enjoying lunch earlier, and thank you to the tremendous musicians who provided music for us. I so appreciated that. It's lovely. It is the festival's 35th anniversary, and it is a good thing to remember on that market anniversary and to take time and enjoy the music that's before us. As I was preparing for today, a lot of people were commenting upon the logo of Fairfield County very favorably, just saying how it works so well with Fairfield County and was very professional. So it is right to say thank you when someone mentions that kind of style. So I see Martin Barker in the audience, and I wanted to say thank you for his design of that logo and show that gratitude. And again, thanks to Bob Competti with Interphase Video and all of the people who came together with a lot of statistics. In that 2.5 minutes, you were able to get a lot of statistics. And there's a bit more statistics, but I promise we're not going to do every single statistic today. But I do love statistics. And if we have an opportunity to get nerdy and geeky with one another another point in time, I'll show that doctor side as opposed to the personality side a little bit more. In your packets, you'll see something that looks like this. And those packets are in the bags that are on the chair. If you really want to look at some more statistics, there's a lot there, and I just draw your attention to that particular packet as well. The mission of Fairfield County is to improve the quality of life in Fairfield County while supporting businesses, protecting citizens, and planning for the future. At every administrative meeting, we ask these questions. What have we done to improve the quality of life in Fairfield County? What have we done to support businesses, to protect our citizens and plan for the future? These questions keep us mission-minded, and at the end of today's address, you'll be able to answer those questions too. To help everyone with that magnitude of information that we're going to be presented, there is information in those packets that you can draw attention to later. There's an index as well, so you'll have an opportunity to review those materials and have time to enjoy those later as well. I reached out to the commissioners, stakeholders, elected officials, and those who have attended the addresses before in the past, and there were 3 things they believe should always be done in a State of the County address. So we're going to accomplish those 3 objectives. First, we're going to provide a description of the current financial condition of the county. The current financial condition of the county is stable and healthy. And second, we're going to demonstrate how we provide services in Fairfield County, collaborating to connect the unconnected. Now, connecting the unconnected is the theme for the National County Awareness Month. The purpose of that theme is to highlight how counties provide diverse services and develop connections to improve the quality of life. You see that in our logo as well. We serve, connect, and protect. Third, we will announce some special opportunities and events that are going to be planned for the future as well. Those are our 3 objectives. The state of Fairfield County is strong. County government is on the front lines of delivering vital services to residents. Categories include justice and public safety, that's our #1 priority, transportation and infrastructure, public health and human services, county management, and we connect with multiple agencies. Now, the next slide, you're going to see a number of those agencies that we do connect with, and boards as we focus on improving the well-being in Fairfield County. As we move into that objective about the current position, the financial position of the county is healthy. We have a strong carryover fund balance posted at the end of 2018. We have an effective approach in budgeting. The county general fund is healthy. The county has a AA2 bond rating, which means we have excellent credit and we can pay our bills. The sales tax rate is 6.75%, and that's among the lowest in the region and in the state as well. Average property taxes are low, below the state average, and unemployment is low as well. The poverty rate is relatively low, and wages are increasing, and that's according to the Ohio labor market information. That summarizes the current condition. The population is growing. Much has been said about Fairfield County's population growth. There's explosive growth in the northwestern portion of the county. By 2040, a 20% increase in population is expected, and this increase is projected over the 2018 estimated census population. By 2040, Fairfield County's population is expected to be more than 186,810 people. These projections are from various sources, and they have been adjusted over time, but the consistent theme is that Fairfield County, contiguous to Franklin, will continue to go. Now, Fairfield County, with its proximity to Franklin, has a lot of important benefits from being close to a county such as Franklin. Franklin has a population that's greater than, and you get a bonus point here if you can tell me how many states have less population than Franklin. 8. Who said 8? Rick? Oh, certainly, yes, of course. Yes, that is true. Franklin County has a population that is greater than 8 states, and our proximity to Franklin will continue to indicate how we will grow as well. Quality of life indicators are high in Fairfield County. Health outcomes are high. Fairfield County ranks 12th of 88 counties above the state average and above peer counties in health and quality of life indicators. There's information in your packet that if you're interested in expanding upon that, you can have an opportunity to do so. The county's condition, though, does bring us challenges in meeting mandates and providing essential services and opportunities as well for employment, development, housing, transportation, infrastructure improvements. And as we think about those opportunities, it's a good time that we can transition into our second objective of highlighting how we provide exceptional services. Now, one of the ways that we can provide exceptional services is think about that people-centered service. We maximize government efficiency and ensure responsible stewardship of taxpayer dollars. So in your packets, there is that fact sheet with those multiple statistics. But I'll say this, I was even surprised to see 7,800 CPS inquiries, 193 vehicle and boat titles, 22,000 dog licenses, 13,000 attendees for the OSU nutrition classes, 300 students at a career readiness event, 342 bridges, 2,200 culverts, 361 miles of roads, 6,900 utility covers, 745,000 feet of water and sewer lines. There's just a lot of statistics and a lot of things, and in 30 seconds you can see some of those things that just represent the magnitude of those services. Now, it's more fun, though, to think about the people who provide those services and how we touch lives. So we're going to share news about the collaborative services of how we connect the unconnected. And our board president, Commissioner Levesey, is going to join me in this conversation, and we're going to present awards to multiple program leaders as we highlight these exceptional services. And while we're at it, we'll have some tweetable moments. And we can tweet with a picture as well. Now I'm thinking about something. Since we have so many people here, we're all going to be inclined to share our gratitude, and it's a good thing to do that. But maybe we can practice something. We'll just do one clap for each of these services, and we'll say something like this. This particular effort is one to celebrate. 1, 2, 3. Let's try it again. This effort is a great one to celebrate. Now you can stomp if you want to, and you can jump up on the table and do what to keep it to one clap, though, as we have several people that we're going to honor. Our first honoree is the Fairfield County Prosecutor. With recent legislative change, the County Prosecutor is able to provide legal representation to the Fairfield County Parks District, as well as the Fairfield County Airport. A contract for services was approved and subsidized by the Board of County Commissioners. And I know that there are many people here that know about the Parks District. There are many board members here as well from the Park Districts and the County Airport. They're able to save money and not have to contract for outside counsel. Human infrastructure is in place to make those connections to better serve the public. So accepting a certificate of appreciation for exceptional public service is the County Prosecutor Kyle Witt and Assistant Prosecutor Joshua Horacek and Assistant Prosecutor Amy Brown Thompson. Let us say this is something to celebrate.
You know what a great team we have in the prosecutor's office. You know, if the commissioners need any help, they're just very quick to give us an answer so we can move forward. And you know, the new state law that allows the prosecutor to collaborate with the airport and other agencies, I think is terrific, and it's going to save them some money. So here's our prosecutor, Kyle Webb.
Well, thank you very much, Commissioner Levacy, and to the entire board. It's really an honor to receive this award, and I share this credit with Josh Horsek and Amy Brown Thompson, who do fantastic work for our office. So thank you very much, Commissioner.
Thank you, prosecutor. Thank you.
Rule breakers. Under the leadership of Sergeant Jesse Hendershot, the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office has developed a community watch program. More than 70 volunteers donated 8,000 hours last year to help with 170 lockout services to provide security for 40 events, and that saves thousands of taxpayer dollars. Community watch volunteers helped today with the parking, and we also want to appreciate all of their leadership through that as well. I don't know if many were able to come in this way, but accepting a certificate of appreciation is Sergeant Jesse Hendershot, Chief Alex Lape, Sheriff Dave Phelan, and several Community Watch volunteers. Something to celebrate.
Don't we have a great sheriff? We really do. He's also very humble, so. But Community Watch, I think, is just a terrific organization. Led by our sheriff's office. You know, first of all, they're everywhere that the deputies can't be, keeping an eye and keeping looking for situations that could be a safety issue for our community members. And you know, I want to personally thank the sheriff for all of his work, and also Sergeant Hendershot.
Thank you, Commissioner, and certainly it's an honor to accept this. And as you were arriving today, you saw the men and women in the yellow shirts. They have about 40 hours worth of training when we select them. And who would think an organization, we have 150 employees, and out of that we have 75 volunteers to supplement what we do. They patrol the neighborhoods, people lock themselves out of their cars, they get in the cars, and do just a number of different activities, even clerical work within the sheriff's office. And Sergeant Hendershot has really done a great job. I mean, he has been there about halfway through. We started 11 years ago, about 5.5 years. He's led that and done a terrific job. And this isn't related to Community Watch, but it's just kind of an observation I had, and I'll just tell you a brief story. In 1970, I would become a Metropolitan Police Department employee in Washington, D.C. And at that time, I hadn't been on very long. I had been on about 3 or 4 months, and I had a very excellent idea on how to improve patrol operations with the Metropolitan Police Department. I researched that, and the truth is, no one would listen. They wouldn't listen to what I had to say. They had no time for this rookie. And now, almost 50 years later, as the sheriff of Fairfield County, sometimes I can say the stupidest things and everybody listens. So anyway, we're humbled to be here and be honored today, and God bless you.
Counties are challenged to meet growing public safety needs. Public safety is the top priority of the county. To address needs and reduce recidivism, the county commissioners, Common Police Court, and Sheriff developed an approach to advance reentry and outreach. The aim is to reduce county cost and assist people as they are released from jail. The assistance of a coalition helps find opportunities for those who have been formerly incarcerated to find employment, housing, and even get photo identification. The design of the program is unique in its connection to jail administration with social services, and the Adam H. Board provides resources for the provision of mental health services at the jail. Now, administrators take the time and evaluate services such as mental health counseling and cognitive behavioral therapy classes, so there's understanding about what is available and what works. Reduced recidivism and increased stakeholder support boosts the awareness of services and helps the county obtain new resources such as grants. We also have been able to obtain referral partners and strong volunteers. Now, these resources in turn advance the reentry and outreach program, and we're building safe communities and reducing recidivism. Accepting an achievement award in the category of justice and public safety is Valerie Carpico, reentry coordinator, along with Sheriff Phelan, Chief Late, Lieutenant Hodder, Judge Behrens, Judge Trimmer, and members of the Adam H. Board who are here today. This is something to celebrate.
You know, we all know that one of our #1 issues that we as a county as well as a state and nation are facing is drug abuse. And you know, it's easy to lock them up, throw away the key, but that's really not the answer. The real answer is to get those who are that are addicted, to get them the proper help that they need, and consequently be able to return that person to successful re-entry within our society. You know, what's really good is that to accomplish this, everybody has to work together. That includes law enforcement, the court system, and just the Adam Board. And so without that happening, nothing happens. So I appreciate all the work and all the collaborated effort that we see within the county to just make this a better place and get those who have an issue the help they need. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And this is very much a collaborative effort. Let me stress that although the courts are involved in it, the day-to-day work and much of the commendation should go to persons who deal directly with those individuals who are trying to bounce back from the difficult situations that they find themselves in through the legal system and who happen to be incarcerated. So I want to especially commend Ms. Carpico for your efforts dealing and working with those individuals daily, and Chief Probation Officer Angel Sanderson, who works on behalf of the court to make sure that things are moving well in the way they should be. So we very much appreciate the opportunity to serve the public in this manner.
Well, thank you, Judge. Anyone else like to say a few words?
Hi, Alex Lake, Chief Deputy, Sheriff's Office. The question I'd like to ask you is, have you seen the new jail? Yeah. Everybody's seen the new, yeah. Well, not only on the outside is it new, but on the inside it's new. And we're doing so many different new things, as Carrie Brown, the administrator for the county, had described with the collaborative group that we're all working together and making some things happen that have really never happened in our jail before. So it's an honor to be a part of that. It is an honor to work with the people that actually do the work, and my hat's off to them. Thank you.
Truly something to celebrate.
Well, we have to hear from Valerie.
Many who know me know I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. Anyways, so just thank you to everyone who we work with. Reentry started many years ago, and we have built it up along the way, and we couldn't do it without the great community partners, and really be able to be in the jail and do the services we do and help people who are eventually all coming back to our community is key. So we're going to keep pushing forward and hopefully be able to do more in the future. So thank you.
Valerie.
Terrific. Terrific.
Anyone else? Judge Trimmer, please. I always like to hear Judge Trimmer's comments.
I would just like to say it's an honor and a privilege to serve Fairfield County. The Adam Board is honored and privileged to serve Fairfield County, and we appreciate the collaboration of all the community partners. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Let's have one final round of applause for the
When dog adoption and shelter services do not meet public expectations, Some services become a priority for turnaround. Prior to the turnaround plan for dog adoption and shelter services, there were numerous gaps in services. Many topics have become issues of public concern. Those topics included euthanasia, the quality and quantity of medical care, the professionalism of staff, the level of stakeholder engagement, as well as the effectiveness and efficiency of public operations. To close those service gaps and to improve overall operations, the county applied leadership principles and utilized management, communication, change implementation strategies to achieve a turnaround of operations. The Dog Adoption and Shelter Center has emphasized evidence-based management practices, transparency, collaboration, stakeholder involvement, and professional development. There have been measurable improvements in the medical care of dogs, the professionalism of staff, the engagement of stakeholders, and the effectiveness and efficiency of operations. Adoptions have increased. Euthanasia has decreased to its very minimal must-occur circumstances, and more dogs than ever are returned to owners. More dogs are spayed and neutered as well. The social media precedence and overall operations have improved. Accepting an achievement award in the category of justice and public safety is Todd McAuliffe, dog warden. That's all something to celebrate.
Todd, please come forward. Where are you? Oh, there you are. He's kind of hard to miss. So, my wife and I have an inside joke, at our house. If it's between me and the dog, it's the dog. So, everybody loves their animals, their dogs, but in particular, we have tremendous care within the county at our dog shelter. And none of that would happen without our dog warden, just a wonderful person, very caring. So, Todd McCullough.
Thank you. I heard it starting. I didn't want. All right. So, I just real quick would like to say thank you to the commissioners, to Carrie Brown, to the county department heads, as well as the folks at the auditor's office, sheriff's office, and our, of course, our staff back at the shelter. It's taken a lot of work, a lot of teamwork in order to get things done. And we're very grateful for the opportunity to serve.
Thank you, Todd. Let's have a round of applause for Todd.
Fairfield County has taken a leadership role to collaborate with many organizations to help employers fill job openings. To organize stakeholders, educators, businesses, not-for-profits, even members of the faith-based community, and local governments, we have an aim of connecting economic and workforce development. The county's Economic Development Department is now Economic Development and Workforce Development Department. This effort to combine the goals of economic and workforce development has been welcomed by employers and our partners. Partners have become more engaged. Manufacturers have opened their doors for tours. More than 40 businesses have helped create a career readiness endorsement for 9 local school districts. The county created training grants, which led to new jobs and is incentivized. Training grants have resulted in more than $1 million in additional local tax revenues expected. Connections of economic and workforce development are increasingly important to the county, and I want to say it's time for us to celebrate the work of Rick Sabrak, Economic and Workforce Development Director, and partner Corey Clark, Deputy Director with Job and Family Services, and many other partners, but it's something to celebrate.
Rick's if he hadn't taken this job, he had probably been a stand-up comedian. But in all seriousness, I remember interviewing Rick when he left the newspaper industry, and you really never know how that's going to work out. When you talk about economic development, well, boy, it sure has. Matter of fact, some of the ideas, some of the new ideas that he's putting forth and implementing have been terrific. And then we can't say enough about our good friend Corey Clark. And what a wonderful collaboration that you folks work together. Thank you. So I'm going to have Rick say a few words.
All right, so I'm going to have some people just walk up here real quickly, just as I look around the room, because this has been such a big effort. Jack Genoso from Fairfield Medical Center. Anytime we call FMC, you got to come up, Jack. We're going to pick. All right, we'll draw a picture of you. Just stand up. Let's do this then. Stand up. Anytime we call them and ask for them to come help, to come to a school and talk to students about careers, the team at Fairfield Medical Center is willing to do that. Mayor Scheffler and Lancaster connecting us with all of the manufacturers in the city and helping us to do that. Marie Ward and Michael Johnson from the ESC. Marie's the superintendent. Michael Johnson chairs the business council. They've been instrumental in starting this and connecting us with all the schools. Steve Wigton, superintendent of Lancaster, he's over there. They've taken the lead, and they actually hired somebody to help us to get students into the workforce. There's 700 students a year that graduate in Fairfield County that don't go to college. By the way, one of the highest percentages of college that we send to college in the state, but that still means 700 don't. This program is to help students to go into careers locally here. And all of these partners, and Steve Wells, the chair of the Fairfield 33 Development Alliance, has helped with his leadership, along with our partners Travis Markwood, Teresa Byers, Holly Matty, Dave Golden, all of Fairfield 33, and Jeff Campbell, South Central Pioneer, can't hide over there. They gave us a wonderful grant to help us market this program. So thank you to all of those. The reason I say all this is, A, I want to top the sheriffs with the number of people they had up here. But second of all, to show how much collaboration, there's probably 30 people I missed in this room, but it's really, really done a lot for this community, and we've got a long ways to go. So thank you in advance for all the help you're going to be giving us.
Thank you. I really can't add much to that. I think Rick pretty well covered it, but we're just excited to be part of this program and excited to see about the future for all the students in Fairfield County who are able to take advantage of it. So thank you for this.
You know, Rick mentioned there's 700 students approximately that graduate in Fairfield County without a career path. And what percentage do you think of that their parents think they're going to attend a four-year college? I think it's 93%. And so this is a reality check. And so giving these individuals a career path and the tools they need to get a good job. Thank you, Rick, and thank you, Corey.
Terrific, something to celebrate. Strategic planning is very important to Fairfield County. Within 1 year, the county has created its first ever county-wide strategic plan. We've implemented policy changes to improve recruitment and retention of employees, have developed new tools for employee assessments, implemented a plan for merit-based pay, increased opportunities for communication. This includes some ongoing dialogue with employees, and have enjoyed some work groups that have decreased expenditures and increased revenues. An article about this effort is in your packet, and I hope you have an opportunity to read it. Accepting an achievement award in the category of management and administration are members of the county executive team, the terrific department heads, and participants of a work group to improve recruitment and retention of employees. They are Jeff Porter, Magistrate Jill Boone, Ani Cordell, Cindy Hilberry, Dennis Keller, John Coaches, Todd McAuliffe, Brandon Meyer, Cassie Strickler, Rick Sabrak, Kelly Turbin, and Tony Vogel. It's a good time to thank them, and it's also a good time to thank the Board of Commissioners for their support and effort in quickly adopting those recommendations and allowing that process to come through. So let's say it's something to celebrate, and I don't know why anybody isn't up here yet.
Okay, please come forward. You know, what a terrific group we have here. These folks came together and looked at many of the issues that had to do with our employees, Fairfield County employees, and what it would take to actually retain and keep these employees, and sometimes by retaining and doing some of the issues that we're faced with, we have happier employees. And so consequently, I think that's been accomplished. The Board of Commissioners adopted all the recommendations that were brought forward because they, quite frankly, made sense. And so thank you for all your work you guys did, and I appreciate it. Who would like to be the spokesman? Yeah.
Thanks, being put on the hot seat. I just want to take a moment and thank the commissioners and our elected officials. They're very forward-thinking. This is one of the first times that we've all gotten together, and it's for a good purpose. It's to value the employees of Fairfield County. I want everybody in the room to think about it for a moment. We have 900 employees that work for Fairfield County. These are the folks that clear the roads. They work in the justice system. They protect children. And right now, we're going to break the rules, and I want everybody to give them the largest round of applause that you can. These are your neighbors and friends, and the people who work very hard for our community. And we just want to say thank you to you. We want to say thank you for all the community support.
Anyone else? I'll bet you Ani would like to say a few words.
Sure. I appreciate the commissioner's willingness to adopt these changes. We have been discussing a number of these things for a few years and have received really positive feedback from all of the staff, and it was very meaningful to them. As those of you know, in the public sector, we're not always recruiting folks with the highest wage. So we need to be looking at other options and being able to recruit and retain those folks. And the commissioners were able to think outside the box, literally, and adopt these changes that are beneficial for our employees.
Anyone else? No? I see a lot of head shaking. No. So again, thank you. And if we can all squeeze in here, we'll take a real quick.
Something to celebrate.
Okay, I'll get in the back.
Now, to encourage research-informed management, the Public Children's Services Association of Ohio supports research to provide guidance for managers of child protective services agencies. Now, I've been involved in multiple types of research projects, and I can tell you one of the most impressive things that I have learned is how this association is very skilled at research and skilled at mobilizing its members. Members who have participated in electronic surveys for a correlational study, and very efficiently 150 workers participating over a holiday weekend. It's that type of citizenship behavior that's amazing, and just one example of the Child Protective Services workers in the state of Ohio who are mission-minded. In addition, Fairfield County Protective Services is engaged in multiple innovative programs, of which one I'll highlight now. There is a pilot program to locate relatives and non-relative kin for children within 30 days when they enter the foster care system. Findings of research, the association studies, and these innovative programs help all managers better understand ways to support children and families and to understand the experiences of Child Protective Services workers. These are a group of workers who experience high turnover and stress. Now, this research adds to the body of knowledge of management and improves baseline measures and measurement tools. And it also influences sound policy and practice. We're deeply appreciative of Governor DeWine's sound policy and practice, particularly the proposal to nearly double the state's investment in children. Now, Ohio will still be 50th in 50 states in the nation, even after this increase. But it makes a difference for our most vulnerable children, so we're appreciative of it. Accepting an achievement award for furthering sound public policy are the following county partners: Scott Britton, Assistant Director at the Public Children's Services Association of Ohio, Kathleen Young-Riley and David Glass from the Governor's Office, and Ani Cordell, JFS Director, and Heather O'Keefe, the Interim Deputy Director of Protective Services for Job and Family Services. Something to celebrate for their dedication and their endurance. Thank you.
You know, protective services, I think it's been a couple years ago that we actually put on the ballot and was able to pass a increase in our protective service levy. You know, the folks in protective services, you know, their job is 24/7, 365. I mean, they get calls all hours of the night, you know, all kinds of conditions for some of these young children who are the most vulnerable, and also, you know, quite frankly, need our help. And so, you know, I thank Governor DeWine and the staff, those who are involved in protective services on the state level as well as our county level, for their willingness to do many of the tough, difficult things that you all do. And thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to allow Kathleen Young from Governor DeWine's office to say a few words.
I know that if Governor DeWine were here, he would humbly thank you for this recognition. I know for one thing, the first 100 days of this administration have been a whirlwind. but there has been an extreme focus on our kids, on our families, and recovery. So for that, we are truly grateful to you for the support that you have shown the governor and the administration, and we will continue to do our very best for all of you. Thank you.
If there's anyone else would like to say a few words?
I'll just say quickly, thank you for this recognition. I really want to salute Ani and her staff at the Department of Job and Family Services, and particularly the Protective Services Division, for all they do to stabilize and support families and to ensure permanency for children. And thank you to the governor for his commitment to invest in our system.
Thank you. It certainly doesn't happen without the work of many in our community. Our staff are the ones on the front line, but it is our partners and the support that we receive from the commissioners, our associations, our government, and all of you in the nonprofit areas as well. So thank you. Without your support, it would be very difficult for us to do what you've entrusted us to do.
Truly something to celebrate. In Fairfield County, most public safety operations are using or will be using the multi-agency radio communication system. This is known as MARCS. Communication is key for our first responders dealing with life and death situations. The county commissioners have invested in technology and radio equipment, improving the operations of the sheriff's office, and they're committed to creating a new tower in partnership with the state and Walnut Township trustees. This new tower will be located in Walnut Township. Accepting a certificate of appreciation for this effort are the Walnut Township trustees William Yates, Terry Horn, and Doug Leaf, and representatives of Ohio Marks. I think it's Dick Miller and Stuart Johnson here today, as well as John Coaches, EMA Director, and Chief Alex Slate. We're deeply appreciative of this partnership, something to celebrate.
You know, communications in law enforcement and emergency services is a big deal. When you can't reach the base, if you will, whether it be the sheriff's office or another cruiser or fire truck, that's a problem. You know, for many years, there need to be an upgrade in the communications here within Fairfield County. And one of the main radio towers is actually located at Southeast Correction. And so when you're talking about the northern part of the county or the northwestern part of the county, that's a long distance. And so consequently, there's a lot of what they call dead spots. So law enforcement or emergency EMA or emergency services in some form can't communicate. And so I especially thank John Coaches, our EMA director, for actually being able to work with Marks, and thank you, sir, and being able to get this moving forward. There's now going to be a radio tower located in Walnut Township, and I see a trustee, one of the trustees from Walnut Township here to represent the other two, and thank you, trustee, for your willingness to provide a spot to locate this tower. So thank you.
I just want to thank the commissioners. Both of you know that radio communications are very important, but we have had, in the past 2 years, we brought on nearly 600 users to the MARC system, which is the largest radio system in the nation by user. That's unheard of, and that is the fundamental thing that we learned after 9/11, that radio communications were the most critical component to response. And we are now joining a system that is above none other in the nation. And we just greatly appreciate that. We greatly appreciate the commissioners, the Walnut Township trustees, Ohio Marks, and the fire marshal that supports our fire departments. So thank you.
I'd just like to thank everybody on behalf of the state of Ohio. I truly believe that working for Marks has been a real blessing because of the fact that we're making a system that allows everybody to communicate. And secondly, if everybody in this room would just take a look at what we just did with the state of Ohio, the county commissioners, the locals, the township trustees, isn't that the way government ought to work? And we ought to partner and do things that are better for everybody, because I can very clearly tell you that we're going to save money, for the taxpayers, and we're going to protect lives. And there's nothing more important than that. And I thank you for the award. Thank you, Commissioner.
Collaboration is key, something to celebrate. The next honor relates to the West Buckeye Lake Improvement Project, also the Buckeye Lake Region Corporation, which is known as BL 2036. Grant funds were used to implement an infrastructure project including piping, new drainage lines, and mechanical pumps to allow stormwater to flow in accordance with recommendations of the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. The contractor for this project was BK Layer, and we have Tyler Stillion and Brent Stillion here today. The lead manager for the project was Jeremiah Upp, county engineer, and the impact of this grant was positive because the project improves the quality of life for residents. This example of collaboration is very important, and it will be needed for future projects. With future projects taken to cue, the Buckeye Lake Region Corporation, BL 2036, incorporates the partnership of Fairfield, Licking, and Perry counties, as well as multiple others. Did you know Buckeye Lake features 20 islands, 35 miles of shoreline, 3,100 acres of water, 3 public beaches, and a cranberry bog? I just draw your attention to the Fairfield County Visitor's Guide prepared by the Visitors and Convention Bureau, and you'll see a lot more about Buckeye Lake within that particular publication. We recognize that tourism is a major part of our local economy. We're very appreciative of our private partners with BK Layer as well. Accepting certificates of appreciation relating to the grant and the Buckeye Lake improvements are Representative Tim Schaefer, County Engineer Jeremiah Upp, Deputy Engineer Eric McCready, Chief Inspector Dustin Matthews, Jonathan Furbrush with the Soil and Water Conservation District, Brent Stillion, Tyler Stillion with BK Layer, and representatives of BL 2036.
You know, here is a great example of collaboration, working together. You know, when in 2015, matter of fact, it was March 19th, 2015, they announced that they weren't going to raise the water level. You know, well, I tell you what, that was a tough day for me. But it's done. The project's completed. It was completed in about 3.5 years, which I have to congratulate the ODNR and the state. That was the largest project that they ever did throughout the state. And you know, consequently, it created a lot of challenges. And one of the challenges was that the drainage actually went into the lake through pipes through the dam. And the state had to, because of regulations and laws and so on and so forth, not allow that any longer. And there was a major area, Ballard's Lane and the West Bank area, and the Parish Farms, which was more prevalent to flooding than any other area. And our engineer, county engineer, as well as Deputy Engineer Eric McCready, they stepped up because there was a potential of flooding on the north road, which is a county road, and was able to assist in providing the expertise to move that forward. Then we also have to congratulate the state of Ohio for awarding a grant that was almost $500,000 to accomplish that. That project was done about $12,000 under budget, so you know that happens pretty often here in Fairfield County, and we're pretty proud of that. The other, talking about collaboration, the other thing that came together is what we call the Buckeye Lake Region Corporation, Buckeye Lake 2036. And that, you know, we have 3 counties. We have Fairfield, Licking, and Perry County. And anytime you have counties, they generally don't work together. And so consequently, we all came together. That also includes townships surrounding the lake, villages, homeowners associations, and everybody. And so we organized, we have a 501(c), and we're all working together because Buckeye Lake is going to be a major attraction for economic development throughout the future. We've done several surveys to that regard and supports that information. So first of all, I'd like to thank our county engineer, Jeremiah Upp, and he would like to say a few words.
All right, thank you, Dave. First off, I'd like to thank the commissioners. What a great bunch to work with. I know some people in here have heard me echo this a couple times, but I know most of my colleagues in the state of Ohio don't have the kind of relationship that we all have with the commissioners, and it's great to have a bunch of people that we can work with. Dave, you really made a long story pretty short there, so I'm not going to reiterate that, but the real thanks here really goes out to my staff, and Eric McCready, Dustin Matthews did a great job, but also John Burbrush did all the legwork in the beginning of this project to get things kind of headed in the right direction, so big thanks to him. And we also had a tremendous amount of help from Don Rector and Tony Vogel at the Utilities Office. At the County Engineer's Office, we deal a lot with roads and bridges. We're not used to building pipelines and pump systems and things, and I've got some past experience with that, but they were a tremendous help in that for us also. So big thanks to my staff and these other people, and thanks again to the commissioners, Violet Township, and everybody else who put this event on. Thank you.
Michael, representing Buckeye Lake 2036 and our organization.
It's good afternoon. Buckeye Lake Region Corporation exists to bring the political entities and the civic entities of the Buckeye Lake region together. The Buckeye Lake region is going to be an economic engine for all of Ohio, but the fractured governance had to be addressed. Sitting at the table are the representatives of Perry County, Licking County, Fairfield County. We have 4 townships, multiple villages, 3 school systems. Only by working together can we make it something that all of Ohio is proud of. The state of Ohio invested $110 million in the new dam, which, if you haven't been out, I mean, there might be 1 or 2 people that haven't been there, because trust me, there's a lot of people already at the lake. Come on out. If you have any questions about what the Buckeye Lake Region Corporation is all about, check out online, BLRC 2036, online or on Facebook. All of our work product is there. The concepts for the future are there. And we do appreciate the collaboration between the 3 counties to make it possible. Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, Dave, I'd just like to add one thing. I left out a very important component of the project we did at Buckeye Lake, and that's Brett and Tyler Stillion, who did a fabulous job as a contractor for us on that. This was not an easy project. There were a lot of unknowns, a lot of kind of design on the fly, if you will, and what a great bunch to work with. They really did a good job for us, and we're looking forward to working with them in the future.
And I might add about 90 homeowners who this project probably prevented their homes from being flooded are very appreciative.
Truly something to celebrate. In 2018, Commissioner Davis, then board president, charged administration to review all county properties to determine if there were excess county properties that could be better utilized. One such property was the defunct alternative school. This was property no longer needed by juvenile court because of more efficient processes that were put in place thanks to Judge Vandervoort. That property was recently donated to the Fairfield County Adam H. Board to be the future home of a mental health crisis stabilization center. We look forward to hearing more about this in the future. Another property located in Violet Township in Huntington Hills is excess property that was just this morning donated to Violet Township for use as a park. So we appreciate the acceptance of the Violet Township trustees in managing this as a park, and we look forward to hearing more about how that is working in the future too. And continuing with the announcements and opportunities, there is the airport celebration up on the screen here in a moment because we're going to skip through a few slides. You'll see that the airport provides a lot of wonderful services for Fairfield County. We're just 2 hours flight time to 60% of the United States, and the airport will be celebrating its 50th anniversary on May 18th. This will be a free event, and this is our 3rd objective now. We're trying to give you opportunities for the future. So there's festivities that'll run from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. with many diverse attractions, and the airport board members are here today. If you happen to see them, please stop and just hear a little bit more about that particular event. In your packet, there's a press release and a flyer. So we hope to see you at this anniversary celebration on May 18th. You will also see on the screens, and aren't these screens great, by the way, that you can see them wherever you are? That's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. And you'll see a picture of the Record Center shelving and construction. Fairfield County will dedicate its new Record Center on Chestnut Street in Lancaster on May 28th at 11 a.m. The public is welcome and encouraged to attend. The county commissioners contracted with VPL and R.W. Setterlin. And that new 15,600 square foot facility in the former Eagle Gazette building is ready to go. We want to say thank you particularly to Clerk of Courts Brandon Meyer for his transfer from the Certificate of Title Fund, and also to Facilities Manager Dennis Keller and Mark Conrad for their expertise. So come on out on May 28th and be with us as we dedicate that particular building for that efficient operations that will be available. There are many steps that lead to an event such as an opening of a new public building, and decisions require effective and authentic leadership as well as efficient connections. And Commissioner Davis is now going to share some insights about effective decisions and the model that's presented within your packet as well. So please welcome Commissioner Davis for our next part of our address.
I'm actually going to reserve my remarks in the interest of time. That's an effective decision, and I'll share some entertaining anecdotes with you at another time. I have the pleasure of introducing my friend and colleague, our newest Fairfield County Commissioner from Northwest Fairfield County. He told me when he realized he was going to be the commissioner that he was going to sit down, shut up, and pay attention, and be quiet for 6 months. He lied. Please join me in welcoming Fairfield County Commissioner Jeff Fix.
All right, so it's getting to the end of the program, and I feel like we need to get some energy in the room. Can I get everybody to stand up just for a sec? Just stand up. Give yourselves a round of applause for hanging out for all this time. Thank you for that. I just bet Commissioner Davis that I could get you all to give me a standing ovation. I just want a steak dinner. Thank you all. Thank you for coming out today to hear all the good things that are going on in Fairfield County. As most of you know, and I'm often reminded, I am the rookie county commissioner. Today marks the completion of my 4th month in office. I'm often asked how the job is going, and I'll tell you what I tell everyone, and that is that I truly love this job. I feel like I landed here at the best time possible as 2 of my friends and mentors share the office with me. We have a staff of over 900 employees across the county that are second to none. We have the best county administrator in the state of Ohio, and all the countywide elected officials we work with, I'm fortunate to call friends. I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve. Well, we've heard that today that things are going well in Fairfield County. We also know that there are challenges that lie ahead of us. And I'm looking forward to contributing to our combined success in dealing with those challenges in the months and years ahead. Today we're also talking about making connections. I spent the better part of last year campaigning for this office. Starting in February, I made a number of visits to the 13 townships and 13 villages that make up Fairfield County's local governments. I continue that tour, if you will, into my term as commissioner and hope to spend time in townships and villages on a regular basis. Making connections with the township trustees and village councils and mayors in all parts of the county has taught me a great deal about our home. It's been a tremendous experience, and I'm grateful to all who have welcomed me to their meetings over the past year. Back in December, I took a week to immerse myself in the new job, working in the county offices, meeting as many people as I could, and learning a great deal about what it means to be a commissioner. One of the things that I was perhaps least prepared for was the number of boards and commissions that are intertwined in some way with our county government. The Adam Board, Airport Board, Board of Elections, Developmental Disabilities, Board of Health, Parks Board, Regional Planning, Veteran Services, Community Action, Meals on Wheels, Soil and Water Conservation. The list is much longer, but you get the point. The point of all this is that those boards and commissions are filled with volunteers, and that there are tremendous opportunities for leadership on those boards and commissions within our county. Did you know that between school boards, villages, townships, and countywide offices, that there are more than 225 people who are elected to office in our county? When you add the number of local boards and commissions, like Pickerington's 4 boards here that I served on a couple of those, the party central committees, and all of our countywide boards and commissions, there are more than 700 individuals needed to fill those roles. Each one is important, and each contributes to the success of our county. Unfortunately, we have examples of what can happen when good, strong, smart people are provided the opportunity and fail to perform. I'm not going to call out any specific governmental entity today, as that point is not to make anyone feel badly. Rather, it's to show the importance of strong leadership. You may have heard about the issues that one of our villages has had with the former chief of police and the policies and procedures that he either didn't have in place or chose to ignore. I won't bore you with all the details. As Rachel Elsey says, you can Google it. But suffice it to say that justice has not been consistently served in the village for quite some time. It's a shame, really, because it could have been avoided. Had the village consistently elected good, strong, smart leaders, there's a reasonable chance that this police chief would have been held accountable for his actions, and the people of the village would have been much better served. The good news is that there's a new leadership team in place in this village, and that they have taken and are taking steps necessary to make the situation right. But you can't undo some of the damage that's been done, all because people who were put in a position to serve the public failed to do so in some way. Recently, Judge Trimmer appointed 2 members to our Hunters Run Conservancy District. This board is responsible for the 30-plus dams around the county that were put in place in the 1950s in an effort to prevent flooding in vast parts of Lancaster. Over the years, the Conservancy District fell into disrepair. Some of the dams, while not failing, are causing problems upstream. There was just not enough good, strong, smart people willing to serve on the board. Over the past couple of months, the county stepped in to help with some emergency situations. Excuse me. And as mentioned, Judge Trimmer recently appointed 2 talented, dedicated people to the board, Lindy Jackson and Heather Melanowski. So while there's a great deal of work to be done, we know that progress is forthcoming. The point is that this district found itself in an emergency situation and facing significant long-term issues because we did not have enough good, strong, smart people at the helm. These are just 2 examples of what can happen when just a few of the more than 700 positions of leadership fall into the wrong hands or go unfilled for a period of time. And I'm not here today to doubt anyone's good intentions or that their heart was in the right place. There are only a few examples I can think of in which an elected office was intentionally abused for the good of the office holder. We all know a name or perhaps 2 that quickly come to mind. Fortunately, those situations are few and far between and are dealt with fairly quickly by law enforcement or by the electorate. The point is that when you look at the 150,000 people that live in our county, in my mind, it's our shared responsibility to do everything we can to make sure that those 700 some elected or appointed seats are filled with the best that we can find. The good, the strong, the smart. And it's all connected, right? Our county can only be its best when those who are elected and appointed to serve are the best and the brightest. When a village fails to deliver for its residents, when a township is unable to meet the needs of its constituents, when a school board doesn't make the best use of every tax dollar it's provided, or when the county government just doesn't do the best it can possibly do, all of us suffer in some way. So today, I'm putting out a call to serve. Many of you here today are already doing so, and that is much appreciated. Others have yet to take it upon themselves to heed the call for public service. And I get the challenge. The pay generally sucks. Many of these positions are volunteer. They take time away from family, friends, and fun. They occasionally are subject to public scrutiny, and thankfully, on a rare occasion, public scorn. But the rewards are great. The satisfaction that comes from serving your fellow man and doing so in a positive, meaningful way is truly tremendous. The feeling that you get from being part of a successful team, accomplishing good and great things, is something to be savored. The appreciation for a job well done from those we serve, while not an everyday occurrence, creates a sense of pride that can't be beat. And at the end of the day, in my mind, those of us who've been blessed with good fortune have some obligation to serve our fellow man in some capacity. So today I ask that if you feel like you have the capacity and the willingness to serve, or you know someone who might, please take one of the blue sheets that are on the back table at the back of the room. This blue sheet is an application to serve on a board or commission. When you complete and submit this application, you will be in the pool of candidates that we will call upon when the opportunity presents itself. Or, if you're interested in running for office, please call or send an email. We're always looking for good, strong, smart local candidates. In the coming months and years, I commit to all of you and all of our residents that I will do everything I can to let it be known that there are opportunities to serve and to find the best of the best, the good, the smart, the strong, to run for office or to accept an appointment to a board or commission. I ask for your help. If you currently serve, please get the word out, and let's work together to find the best and the brightest. If you do not yet serve, grab an application, and let's start the conversation about how you can contribute to a stronger Fairfield County. Working together, we can raise our county to new heights, and the fact that you're here today tells me that you're interested in our mutual long-term success. Heeding the call to serve will help us all achieve that success. Thank you to all of you for being here today, for caring about Fairfield County, and for finding a way to serve. Thank you.
We're going to show a short video, and then that will conclude today's activities. But I'd first, this is a video that was put together by Bob Campetti regarding the Lancaster Festival. You know, that started 35 years ago, and consequently, I know a little bit about that. My brother, my late brother, called me one day and asked if I would come down and help, and I declined. I wish I hadn't. But it was started on Broad Street in Lancaster, and that was with the insight of Eleanor Hood and Barbara Hunsinger. And you know, what a great thing that's turned out to be, and we see Pickerington, Violet Township attempting to do so, and I hope they're successful, because I think it is just a terrific thing for the community. There's been a survey done, and it contributes about $9 million to the Fairfield County economy. And so just thank you, Lancaster Festival. Best fortunes for Pickerington Festival in the future, and we're very supportive. So if we can now have the video, and we'll conclude with that.
It's just our style. We want to be free. On top of the world tonight, babe. We don't need no morning light. There's a new thing coming, and we're coming alive. It's just our style. We want to be free. This is new day living, dancing on the ceiling. This is just the beginning. Oh, I got a feeling, 'cause it's just our style. There's a new thing coming, and we're coming alive. It's just our style.
Interphase Video Productions, in cooperation with the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce, presents the 2019 State of the County Address. Brought to you in part by Buckeye Lake Marina, Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events.